doing pretty good. I had a pretty good day. I had
Nice.
enjoyed because I worked yesterday, so it's my day off.
Hmm.
Mm.
Um, I have finally finished all the pieces, like crocheted all the pieces to make the cardigan I have been working on for like a month. So now I just need to put them all together, and I've put the back piece together. Just need to put all the other pieces together.
Heck yeah.
Nice.
All
I had a
right.
very, very productive day. Jesus.
Well, since we're all here, we can get started. Shannon, would you be willing to do the recap?
Of course, I would. Hold on. I just need to get into Board, or at least get my computer started up so that it's doing that. But I'll go ahead and get started while it's warming up.
Bet.
So, we arrived at the lab, which was absolutely in no state that we left it in. We were exhausted because we had just completed our Helmuth training montage run. And it was silent. It was destroyed and covered in mold, and there was no trace of the people we had seen before. Or there's no Benno, but um, we found, after looking around, the body of Magister Tahanis,
Mm-hmm.
and it looked like the Warrens had gotten to her. Oceane was still there. She was unconscious, and she was still being kept there by the wards. They were damaged, but they held her. Um, Elon made sure to check all of the equipment that he needed to make the cure, and it was fine. It was just a little bit damaged, but it would still work just all good. And Elon was like, okay, everyone needs to rest. Everyone is so tired. And Helmuth is like, yes, rest before you do anything. And Elon just kind of pokes around and makes sure everything is intact. And before Neza conks out, Boudica is like, hey, are you good at wards? And Neza is like, yeah. So we start working at the cure. I think we have it started so that it's synthesizing, but it's not quite done. It just needs to cook for a few days.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So, Vicha went to the library, and Elon, checked out Randall and make sure he's doing okay. And yeah, he set up a serum, and Helmuth was looking around, and he saw signs of struggle throughout the lab. And Boudica was like, "Hey, did you by chance see any corpses with green hair?" And he was like, "No, I only found traces of green hair and blood." Boudica collected books about wards, and she had some banter with Vicia in the library. Milan was poking around and he saw something very strange, and that was that the sewer was way cleaner than it was before, and the door was wide open.
Super
And
clean.
we were like, "Did the Warrens do this?" And Helmuth was like, "No, no way, Jose. The Warrens wouldn't have done that. That's weird." Um, so we didn't really know what to think of that. Um, After that, Boudica gave all the books to Neza, who kind of finally woke up and was like, "Okay, so the sitch is that we don't know where Benno is, because we've kind of been dancing around the topic around Neza, but Neza just kind of is like, he's not here, is he?" So then everyone rested, and Helmuth watched while we were resting, and then he was like, "Okay, we can do training." And then Diane woke up, and
Mm-hmm.
most people went to go train. Neza did some alchemy lessons with Polydectes, because Polydectes was making a potion to make sure everyone was less tired. Uh, and Helmuth was like, "Okay, I can either teach you this defensive or this offensive move," and we picked our different things. And then Polydectes and Neza finished this potion, and we used it to help us get less tired.
Mm-hmm.
And then the cure was ready to be used. So Alon got it, and everyone kind of gathered as we went to Ocean, and Alon injected her, and her eyes shot open, her form flickered, and then she doubled over and vomited Estelle flowers. And she's disheveled, but the cure was working, and it would take a little bit longer for the cure to 100% work, but within an hour she was going to be 80% cured.
Yeah.
Uh, we know a dose is 5 millimeters. And then Helmuth gave us health charges, and then Helmuth was like, goodbye, and then Boudica lit all the flowers on fire, and then Ocean threw up blackened tar. It was the Baker of Bones, and he was like, I'm going to eat yous, and then Neza was like, you don't want to do that. And then he's like, why shouldn't I do that? And Neza's like, listen, we can get your son. And Banker was like, ah ha ha, bet. And then he took Celeste, and now there is the sign of the banker on Nace's hand, which is an upside down pyramid. And that is where we are.
Yes. Then we will pick up inside the grand laboratory, just moments after the end of last session, as all of you kind of look around. What are you doing?
Everyone okay?
That felt really weird, but what the hell are we supposed to do about that?
Vitra would have kind of started to go after Celeste, but then kind of stumbled to a stop when the banker just disappeared.
Are all of you all right?
Fine.
I guess, but he took Celeste.
What?
Was Polydectes not in the room?
No, he was in the room. But
Oh, okay.
him, Diana, Ocean, they're all just kind of looking at you guys blankly.
Fair enough.
What do you mean, what?
You didn't see that?
See what? Nisa, are you feeling alright?
We would know the name Banker of Bones, right? That's not...
Yeah, you would know it.
Yeah. I just wanted to make sure. And is the brand on my hand still visible?
Yeah, you look down at it, yeah, it's still there.
Yeah. I think we just got a visit from the Banker Bones.
You can see, like, Polydectes gives you this look of, what the fuck?
And survived, mostly. Like Boudica said, though, he took Celeste. Did any of you guys get that? Turning back to Vicha, Boudica, Elon, did any of you guys get this brand or no?
I'm looking down at my hand to see if I did.
No.
Yeah, I'll look down at mine. I assume I also don't have it.
I'm guessing since you were the one to do the talking, you're the one to get the branding.
What do you mean,
Right.
talking?
What did the last few minutes look like for you guys?
Well, I mean, Helmuth left, and we've been taking care of Ocean. Then all of a sudden, you guys just got really tense. That was like, what, 30 seconds ago?
What happened to Celeste for you guys?
You can see, like, Polydectes is gonna, like, walk over and just put a hand on your shoulder. Celeste died. She...
When?
When?
when we fought the not version of yourself, Vicha?
No.
She didn't. No, she was right there. She's
She's been
been
with
with
us.
us.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe something happened. All right.
Can I attempt to use my Torvian with permission? I meant, in theory, could I attempt to use my Torvian to transmit the memory of what just happened with the banker?
Sure.
Can I use my Torvian to show you what we saw?
If you'd like. All right.
She will attempt to do so.
Maybe a verbal. You might want to just tell him what happened.
Why is that?
Your Torvian is not fun to have used on you.
Be careful. And you can tap out at any point.
I don't think he can. I couldn't get out of it.
Well, I used it a little differently on you the first time.
Polydectes, you don't want to see the Baker of Bones.
At this point, he's looking real nervous, and Diana, as well, is gonna have like made her way over, and she's giving all of you like a real hard glance. But Polydectes will nod. Look, I'm willing to do whatever it takes. All I know right now is that all of you are acting really weird, really strange, or maybe we are. I don't fully know yet. I'm willing to try and break this down scientifically so that we can make sure that everything is syncing up so that we know which one of us, if one of us is right. All of you know that we were just recently with Mr. Von Graz, right?
Yes.
All right. That's
Him
good.
leaving was what triggered the banker.
So, from our perspective, as we were curing Ocean, at one point she doubled over and instead of throwing up a stell of flowers, she threw up some sort of black ichor. And from that, the banker rose. Started asking us where Borellian was, and at first we tried to lie. Did not work, so we ended up telling him. And then that didn't really make him a lot happier. And so he kept taking people until eventually we were able to bargain our way out. He then grabbed Celeste, branded me, and ran off down that hall right there.
All right. I can go. There should be wards and sensors that Benno put up down that hall. I can check them and we can try and get a reading. All right. Might take a few minutes. I haven't done it before. Or do you want to stay here, all of us together right now? And I'm sorry, you're all looking in a bad way.
I mean, he's been following us, I think. And the wards here didn't go off before.
All right.
If he can mess with people's perception of reality one way or the other, whether it's yours or ours he messed with, I'm sure he can mess with a few detection wards.
I think he's messed with everyone's realities right now.
Probably.
In our memories, what were they actively doing during the banker situation? Were they just kind of standing back looking horrified?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Follow-up question. Since we've just been warned kind of extensively about the banker, would he know what exactly the brand on Nace's hand might potentially do?
It's just his mark.
Just his mark? It doesn't seem to be like a tracking thing or anything? No underlying stuff in it?
Can you go ahead and you're wanting to like take a closer look at it, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Cool. Make a spirit save.
Okay, you said save, correct?
I did say save.
He's remote bankering us.
Oh no, not my mobile banking
Um,
app.
I'm gonna go ahead and spend 3 hero points on that.
He's just gonna get mobile deposited.
2 more, but I don't think it's gonna matter.
You stare into the symbol.
Oh, 1 more success. I don't think that does anything.
As you look and kind of the edges of it along Naza's skin start to twist in on themselves. And you find your eyes just kind of drawn to the mark and the symbol, Vicha. And as you descend down, you begin to feel your body in a way that you really haven't experienced before. It's like you grow nerve endings everywhere, which means you can feel everything. And you never quite fully grasped just how tightly packed your body was, even in your state. There's not enough room for all the organs. They're just kind of sloshing in there. And that's not even talking about the bacteria. The bacteria that's moving and growing. Do you know how much bacteria is in your body? It's about 3 to 4 pounds worth. And you feel it all. And then your blood rushing through. And at that moment, Boudica and Nazer are like shaking you awake. As from what the rest of you saw, Vicha went, looked at the mark, collapsed to the ground.
Hateful, awful.
Okay, so nobody will be looking at this anymore.
Do we have like a glove
Am I
or
am I
or
still
bat or
filling
anything?
everything, or has that passed?
That's past.
Okay.
He's gonna start grabbing a spare bandage and wrapping it up.
I think Veach is just kind of pulling himself into a sitting position. Probably just staring at the floor for the moment.
So I think it's pretty safe to say that when it comes to banker stuff, we have to be super duper careful. Because I don't think any of us fully understand what we're messing with.
I'd agree with that, yeah. Oh. So, what? So all of y'all experienced a banker coming and you promised him Borellian and then he left and now all of you just kind of go crazy every few minutes?
I don't know if it's the going crazy every few minutes.
I think that might have just been from the... Unless there's something else that we haven't seen. Why?
And she'll look over to Polydectes, who's kind of like nervously biting his lip.
Other than Vicha on the floor just there a second ago, and the difference in perception, what else has happened?
At this point, like he kind of sighs and he looks back, and you actually see Ocean's at a table now, and it looks like she has like a stack of documents next to her, and she'll just kind of nervously gulp as Diana walks over and takes a set of papers and walks back. And it's a detailed transcription of recent events since you got here to the Grand Laboratory. Pretty much everything that you guys have been experiencing that Ocean seems to have been writing down.
I guess I'll start reading through.
Oh yeah, it's probably a good 100 pages right now.
I should clarify, I guess I'll start skimming for anything different than we remember.
Real quick, what's the date of when she started? Does that match up with when we think we got here?
Completely matches, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, everything appears the same, except there's no Celeste in the report.
And you started this when we got here. What's, like, the first thing that happens in the report?
All of you running inside the Grand Laboratory and shutting the door.
With Helmuth and everything?
Yeah.
And Ocean was the one recording this?
Yeah.
Does she have her own cure in the notes?
It seems like she's transcribing what you've been saying.
Okay.
So, like, yeah, like she's transcribing the events up to the cure. And during the cure, it's kind of like what Polydectes said. 1 second, all of you guys were fine. And then the next, you started, like, staring off into space. A few of you were screaming.
And then, is there any account of, other than Vicha collapsing, us acting all insane?
There are mentions through the report as she was documenting things of, like, sometimes Boudica just walked over and stared at a wall and Diana had to go and pull her back. Or Alon was just kind of muttering to himself and Ocean just stopped, go over and make sure he was okay.
How long did that last?
About 6 hours.
How
6
long was
hours?
the banker encounter to us?
Like 5-10 minutes max.
Is it about 6 hours later than we would expect it to be, looking at a clock?
No.
The banker, I assume all my bones are unbroken at this point, right? Like physically I'm fine?
Yeah, physically you're fine.
You didn't bank any of your actual bones.
Mm-hmm.
Just your spirit bones.
Well, he banked them and then he unbanked them.
Deposited and withdrew. Transferred. Well, okay.
Well, I certainly do not think, I don't know. You think it's more likely we're having a little folie à deux, or that there's this weird extra-dimensional being that can mess with perceptions, messing with our perceptions.
From what I know of the banker, is he able to do something like this?
You don't know what the banker can do.
I feel like the banker can do anything he wants.
Fair. But like none of the stories I've heard about him have involved something like this.
The stories you've heard about him is someone met the banker and then we never saw them again. Or if we saw them again, we couldn't really talk to them.
Ah, okay.
In any case, what are we going to do about this? Because if we don't,
Well, we have to get Celeste back, obviously.
yeah,
And I don't think we can really keep the banker waiting. Doesn't really seem like the most understanding or charitable guy.
we can't just hand over Brilliant. Besides the obvious that we can't even, and I guess sort of like uselessly she's kind of gonna whisper this part, but still out of habit. It's not like you're gonna want to meet with us. And there's just no way we can just hand him over.
Look, I feel awful for him, but it's one for the many. If the banker kills us, then who's going to stop the cult?
We could tell him what's going on, let him know, and he'd be willing to help.
What do you think he can do again? And I'm asking this genuinely. You know him better than I do. What do you think he could actually do against the banker?
Banker said the prophet was shielding him from the banker's eyes. Using the Ascendant power, maybe he can draw the banker into a long chase. Or if he can escape, then he'll be lost. If he can't escape, then he's in the banker's grasp. And in either case, we get to the Grey Gate, and we'll be fine. The Ascendant power is insane, though. Really powerful.
So are you suggesting we just make a break for it for the Great Gate?
After enlisting Brilliant's help, I think.
Would he want to help us? I mean, I know he helped us get this far, but
He wants the cult stopped. And this is, as far as I can tell, just about the only way.
I don't know if we can trust him to sacrifice himself for us. If the banker wants him this badly, nothing good is going to happen to him. If the banker gets him, and he has to know that. But honestly, he seems really hurt by you guys. I think if you've tried to lure him in by just saying you wanted to apologize, that might be enough.
he knows we don't want to.
Oh, and those of us that do have already tried.
I did not hear an apology when you were speaking to him.
For sure did, but that's okay. In
Weird
any
banker
case,
perception moment.
or something like that. In any case, should be warned at least that the banker knows where he is. And unless
What if
he's given a chance, a fighting chance with us, he'll just be tracked down.
I mean, the banker kind of followed us for a while without us knowing. How do we know that he's not listening to us without us knowing?
He probably is. But I think he doesn't super care what we do as long as he gets what he wants in the end.
We lied to him. He wants to hurt us.
Wait, you lied to the freaking eldritch thing?
Twice, yeah. But that's
Nasa,
neither here nor there.
what do you mean that's neither here nor there?
We're in the situation that we're in now. There's no changing it.
I'm gonna fucking kill you! I just got my dad back! And my other dad, who raised me as well, is still here. I can't lose them.
I'm sorry, Diana. Wasn't really thinking when speaking, just trying to protect those around us. First, Bear, and then the
Brilliant.
second time was to protect the people the banker had already taken.
I'm gonna go check on my dad, Randall. I mean, well, once I make sure he's okay, I'll be back. And Diana's gonna run off.
Did that seem like that was what she was actually intending?
Make a spirit check.
Okay. I cannot roll for shit tonight.
What do you mean tonight?
I was about to say, bro, you cannot roll ever. Lady Luck does not like you.
It depends on the character. I shouldn't spend my hero points just yet. One success.
I mean, hard to tell. She seemed pretty nervous.
Fair. Also, Vicha was still inside the banker for when Neza made the comments about the banker begging, right? He wouldn't have heard that part?
Oh, he would have heard that. But you would have heard it at like twice the volume of a jet engine, just blaring all
great.
around you. Like
Would I have been
sensory
able to make any
overload
sense
mode.
of it then?
Yes.
Okay.
To your unwilling dismay, you were forced to make sense of it.
Great.
Horrible.
Neza, between us lying to him and between your comment about him begging, he's really pissed at us. He's not going to just let us go. That thing does not seem like the type of hunter who lets his prey go.
I'm gonna be really honest here. If we go, who's gonna stop the cult? I mean, I know we'd love a Borellian forgiveness tour, but what choice do we have?
I'm not saying we don't. I'm not saying we don't put Aurelian in that situation. But I also think that if we want to get him in the pocket dimension in the first place, he has to know. He wants us to succeed. I feel like he would be willing to do it.
And I feel like the banker would know you were trying to pull a fast one. Look, I'm just saying, like, I think if you offered him a real apology and not just turning all the blame on him like you did before, he would respond to it. You
Only
did
to
not
turn around.
apologize. You acted like you were trying to forgive him, but he seemed a lot more hurt about what you did to him.
Do you think that true apology would be immediately marred by turning him in without warning to the banker? And do you think he'd believe a word of it in the aftermath?
I don't think he'll be alive for the aftermath. At least not in a state where he's talking to us. Look, I feel terrible for him, but I'm not thinking... In the end, whatever he feels, that's how he feels, but we need to focus on what will get us out alive. What will get Celeste back to us.
Naza, I know you're trying to problem solve, and I think it's great that you do that, but I don't I don't know if this is something where we need to be making. I'm scared. I'm scared of this entity. I don't know what it can do, and I know that it's not something you can reason with. At least I certainly don't think so. I think taking a risk to piss it off even more is going to end very badly for us and for Lords.
Do you want to just lure Beryllian into the pocket dimension and hand him over to the banker without warning?
Yes.
If he has warning, he can come up with a plan to draw out the banker's attention long enough for us to get to the gate. That's the other argument for telling him. So he can at
You're not...
least fight back. Draw out that attention long enough for us to get away. If he doesn't have that warning, the banker gets him instantly and then turns back around on us.
But I think what Veach is trying to say is, would Bear want to stick his neck out for us like that?
Wants to help
That is
people.
what I'm saying about Beryllian, but also,
Sorry,
again,
Beryllian.
I still... What do you think will happen if the banker catches wind that we warned Beryllian?
I think he's confident he'll get Beryllian back either way. And so
He's
as long as
confident, but he's spiteful. We've already slighted him more than once. He is not going to take it another time.
From what I know about the banker, I'm surprised if this really did happen, that he took it once. Much less multiple times.
He ate me the first time.
He what?
he started
He
eating
ate
people.
He ate me.
He broke all my bones except for my neck.
And yeah, he took Alon too. Briefly. We're all back and we're all okay now because we agreed to
Celeste
give him...
isn't back.
Celeste isn't back. I'm sorry. I meant the people that were eaten. Because we agreed to give him Beryllian. To hand him over. In exchange, he took Celeste and ran off.
To keep us honest, he said.
We don't know how long we have, or any of that.
Which is why I'm kind of with Vici here, is that we shouldn't tempt fate.
So we lure Bear into the pocket dimension, and then what? We get him in there.
After we get Borellian in, I suppose. Well, you have the symbol on you. It's probably up to you to tell the banker his prize is in there.
And then we run? Or do you
And then
want
we
me to
run.
do a teleportation?
Do you think just
If
run
you
would
could
work?
teleport us, that would be good.
Just running. Okay.
Quite frankly, I don't know if he'll let us go even after we give him Bear, but I think that's our
That's what I'm saying. I
that's
think
our
that's why I think we should tell Brilliance. That way he can at least give us a fighting chance to run.
He's going to be running for his life either way.
What happens if he doesn't give us a fighting chance, though? What if he just takes off running?
exactly. We're not exactly. He's not a member of our fan club right now, and he's got every right to not be.
Look, if I was in his position and you all told me the banker was coming after me, I would run for the fucking hills. Maybe he's better than me, but I would not stick my neck out for you.
Okay. Alright, then I guess we should start packing up.
Yeah. And Boudica will go ahead and start heading off to pack up, get ready to go.
All right. And as you all are leaving, Diana will return. All right. My dad's all right. Have we decided anything?
Pack up.
All right. Anything else?
We're gonna lure Bear
Borellian.
unknowingly into the pocket dimension. And then we will tell the banker where he is and run.
All right. Okay. Should I? Are we all gonna be here for this?
You don't have to be if you don't want to.
I don't want my dad, any of my dad. I don't want. I don't want the man that's just had surgery and is still kind of recovering to be anywhere near this.
I just want to get a head start then. We're going to the Grey Gate.
I don't think we should send them to try to walk that on their own.
I don't think so either, but if they want to get far away, we can catch up. Their travel pace is going to be necessarily slower, and we can catch up.
You were talking about teleporting, though. If we want to teleport, it's best we're all together for that.
We can teleport if we want to. I'm okay with that.
I would think throwing the pocket dimension away and then teleporting either it or us, but probably us away, is probably a better bet than trying to outrun the banker on foot.
I would agree with that.
That. I'll probably need a few hours to get everything set up. I can probably set some sort of contingency spell where once we're all... I can set up a little circle somewhere in the opposite end of the laboratory than where
We
this...
shouldn't do this in the laboratory. He had time to alter things here.
Out on the streets, there's plenty of those plant zombies out there. We really need to
Or we
find
could leave
a
the
way to
city.
call them here. We could.
Look, I don't think we'll have a lot of ideal locations. I think we just have to do something quick and dirty. Or quick and as clean and tidy as we can make it.
Out on the streets with the infected or out of the city, I don't care, but we don't know if he had time to... Well, we don't know if he set up wards here that might change things if we try to teleport out. Or if we try to do any number of things. I would rather be in an area that he hasn't touched.
To our knowledge, hasn't touched.
To our knowledge.
Then. How long do you guys think you'll need to get everything packed?
All of my belongings are right here. And I think he just kind of gestures at his bag. His
How long?
bag that still has so many holes eaten through it.
How much stuff is there to pack? How long will it take to get all that stuff, do you think, Colin?
10 minutes.
Including everything for like the cure and the Randall and everything?
I mean, the medicine for and all that, yeah. For the cure, I mean, right now it's still like in its cylinder. So if you're just taking everything as like whole pieces, then yeah, be pretty quick.
Gotcha. And I assume Boudica's strong enough to just carry that.
Yeah. Or if you're trying to get like a big crate or something to just strap to Boudica's back, you know, like Death Stranding, how like the backpack can get huge. It's like that.
You're.
Mm-hmm.
Okay then. I'll start cutting pages out of the book that we'll need. We'll head outside of the city. And she will just very quickly hurry off somewhere that is not here.
Okay.
I do not think she is looking like she's doing great.
Gotcha.
I don't think any of us are doing good.
Yeah, not really. But Diana is going to go help Randall pack up, and she's going to gather all the medicine. Polydectes would pitch in with you, Boudica, and probably with Alon as well, making sure you get all the necessary like cure elements that you've made thus far. You can't take the actual equipment with you, but the rest you got here.
That's super epic.
Vicha, I think Ocean would come up to you and say, excuse me. I, for obvious reasons, don't have much. I'm Ocean, by the way. Ocean Alaire. I was... it doesn't really matter much now. I was wondering if you might be able to help me assemble some supplies.
I can do that. Good to meet you. I'm Vicha Molchalian.
Ah. Are you Kovorovian?
My family is. I grew up mostly in the Dark Ring, though.
Fascinating. Would you happen to have any spirits on you?
No, sorry.
I see. Thank you. Anyway,
Never quite got the taste for them.
I would say don't start. Well, thank you. And would you help Ocean gather up some things?
Yeah, I would.
Gotcha. And she would, try to get a backpack, some gear, whatever she would need to, go on this trek.
Mm-hmm. And, he'd help her probably if she seems like she's missing anything vital, lend what he has of his own things.
Gotcha. You can certainly do that. As pretty quickly, all of you have the things that you need to depart. Will you leave?
Beach is ready.
Suppose so.
Yes.
Right, then, as you make your way out of the Grand Laboratory, you taking the sewers or the front entrance in the streets?
Vicha would advocate for the front entrance.
Yeah, we went into the front entrance last time and it seemed fine. We could probably go out of the front entrance equally as fine.
I don't know about that. I'm just thinking the clean sewer was shady as fuck.
Yeah, that too.
Then all of you exit out the front, and I'm assuming you're attempting to leave the walls of Darmium.
Yes.
Yeah.
You don't see any infected around as you're walking. The streets are strangely empty at the moment.
Banker got him, banker got him. Probably something like that. Who knows? Let's keep moving.
But now as you're leaving the city, in what direction are you headed?
We could go to the end of the Tempest Wood, or we could try for this what looks like field-ish area to the west. What do you guys think?
Do we know? We don't know where the Grey Gate is on this map, right?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
I mean, you would know its old location.
Mm-hmm. That was down around this way, right?
Like around that way.
Around that way? Okay. Well, I guess if we want to see if it's by the old location, going out here might be better.
Okay.
Gotcha, so you're wishing to head northwest?
More like straight westish, I think, to this field over here.
Actually, do we... With how noisy the Tempest Wood is, maybe that would be... I don't know if it would make a difference for not being overheard. Up to you, actually, but I'm thinking east toward the Tempest Wood might actually be a little better.
Okay, we can do that.
East, then?
East, to the edge of the Tempest Wood.
Got no objections to that.
Gotcha. Then you'd be able to do that basically by sundown. as you
Alright.
make it to the edge of that storm wall.
I'm gonna set up a teleportation circle in advance. Rest up, eat a little bit. It might take a bit. And as soon as we get...
How difficult is it for you to teleport us without a circle?
Not as difficult. I was mostly doing that so it could be a little bit more sure that it could go. I could try to just wing it, though.
Winging it is probably better. The banker does have eyes. He could easily see the teleportation circle when he arrives.
Okay. Winging it, then. Do we want to do it here, then? I mean, I've got everything... Ignore the ping, that was an accident. I've got everything all set up. All the pages that I need cut out of the book.
Alright, what's your plan for getting Beryllian here? Maybe call him to come here, tell him you want to speak inside the pocket dimension as a sort of neutral space?
Call him with as much panic and fear as I'm sure we're all feeling now. Tell him we have to speak very importantly, and it's best to do it in a safe location in my warded pocket dimension. Get him straight there. Maybe you guys could do something with the banker if you're sure he's watching. If not, then maybe Vija, you can meet him in the pocket dimension. I'll call the banker, and then I'll send the signal to get you out. In any case, I had him straight into the pocket dimension, not here, then into it.
I don't think we need to send anyone in there with him. Why not just tell Beryllian to meet you there, and then once you're sure he's in there, then contact the banker. Putting any one of us in there seems like a really bad idea.
Okay. Do that too. You mentioned... Okay. Gonna go in, make sure everything, all the wards and everything are still set up. And it is warded, and it's alarmed as well. I know when a creature's in there, and they're prevented from entering or leaving. Unless I specifically say so. Alright, I'll be right back then. I just need to make sure everything's good with it. She will hop into the pocket dimension.
Gotcha. Then you hop in. What are you trying to analyze?
She knows her wards are good. She's going to... She's just spending some time for a second just breathing.
Okay.
And then a very small scrap of paper dropped down on the floor that I will DM to you super quickly. And heading out. Everyone ready?
Yeah.
I'm ready.
And
at this point, Diana's gonna kind of nod. I'm gonna try and take my dad's away from here. At least a little ways. We'll come running if once things are done.
As soon as things are done, we're teleporting. I'll try to reach out and make sure that I can grab him as well. We're not leaving without him.
All right.
Boudica's body is tensed up, like she's ready to do something as soon as something happens.
Gotcha. Then, as your body tenses a bit, all of you are just here at the edge of the storm wall. And you do feel just something deep within you stirring, Boudica. Like the coming of a comet. The shaking of an earthquake. A force like a nova. You are strong. But worlds are beyond mortal strength. This is like the shaking of a world that you're just in tune with, feeling.
If everyone is ready, so we'll attempt to reach out telepathically to Bear. The ringtone, panic, and fear, and desperation.
Make a mental check at benefit 1.
Gotcha. Then that is the... Ten successes.
10 successes. Then you focus and you reach out, attempting to make that connection. And then, in this moment, as you wait, you hear a voice go, Lisa?
Hey, something has gone wrong. We need to talk to you.
What do you mean, gone wrong? Is everything okay?
It's not super safe to talk through here. I have a pocket dimension. It's warded. It's safe. I'll give you permission to teleport into it, so we can talk there.
You just hear a long sigh. And then you'd hear Bear say, Don't worry, I'm coming. And you would feel the connection cut.
He's on his way. Are you sure we can't warn him? Any amount of warning? Of warning?
I don't know.
Anything.
Sorry, but I really don't think it's safe to do that. None of this is safe, but...
Can't even go in. Talk it out. Anything?
If you go in, you're putting yourself in there with the banker. And you're our way out.
I know that you don't... At the time, you didn't believe it, but... He did directly save my life during that surgery. I just want to have the option, the chance to return the favor. He was incredibly good to us for all of the time that we knew him. Yeah, he had ulterior motives and he was working with the cult, but he still is a good person. We can't just...
Celeste is a good person, too. Look, believe me, I don't think he deserves this. But this isn't about who deserves what. It's about the fate of literally everyone.
No, and he knows that too. I know Brilliant. At least I thought I did. I think I know him well. If we tell him what's going on, he'll still stay. Help. Maybe he has a better idea of how to get out of the situation. You guys didn't hear this. She's addressing the ones that were not there for the banker vision. But that's his dad. I'm sure he knows how to get out.
How certain are you that he would listen to us if we
Very,
tried to warn him?
very certain.
He's avoided his father for this long. I think he can come up with something on the fly.
To put him in that situation with no warning is a betrayal. We've already done enough of that to him.
I think we've done a lot of tit for tat with him. He has lied to us a lot. But I'm not saying that to say that he deserves this. Uh,
He'll be there any second. Please, just a warning. An apology. Anything. Maybe he'll have a better idea, like I said, on how to get out of this situation.
I don't think we would have time to enact whatever his idea was.
We will. We'll have time. Feature, please. He's at the threshold. He's about to go in. I'm begging you with everything I
Sorry.
am. Please.
It's
Just a conversation. Anything. We can't just leave him in there. Please. Just a conversation. Something quick, a warning before we call in the banker. Very quick.
I don't think you should warn him, but I can't
We warn him.
stop
I know
you
he'll
from
stay.
I
Going into the pocket
don't.
dimension.
Please don't warn him. Whatever you want to say, that's up to you, but please don't warn him.
Nasa,
Yeah.
do what you think is best.
I truly believe that if we tell him, we have a better fighting chance than if we don't. Please. Pecha. And I need to make this decision now.
You're putting all of us in danger for him. Not just us, but everyone. Everyone who the cult could come into contact with. It's us or it's him. And I think it should be us.
I don't think it has to be us or him. It doesn't have to be. But we're talking too long. The longer we go without talking, the worse it's gonna be. The more suspicious he's gonna get and the quicker he's gonna leave. Please.
Do what you have to do. Just don't get us killed.
I won't. I promise. Hold on to this, just in case. And she'll sort of pass Vicha the papers that she tore from the spellbook. I'll be right back. She'll
They'll take him.
hop into the pocket dimension after pointing out the teleportation right, just in case, to Vicha. We're hopping in.
Okay. Then, as you hop in, you'll see Borellian inside, kind of kneeling. And he has the note that you left him, and he's just kind of looking at it. He looks up at you. What's going on?
Nisa will unwrap the bandage on her hand.
You can see immediately Borellian takes a step back.
I'm not.
No.
I'm not.
No.
I'm not.
No. I can't go back. I can't go back.
I'm not asking you to. Please.
Yeah,
Just listen.
You're
All you have
here.
to do is listen.
with him.
I'm not taking you back, Brilliant. Just listen. All you have to do is listen. Please. He came to us one day, a few hours ago, tops. And he started asking where you were. At first I tried to tell him you're in Valness, but he didn't listen. And so he started taking, and under the pressure, Elon told him where you were in Blaine.
You can see tears are flowing from his one good eye. No.
So that didn't help. That wasn't enough to satisfy him.
No! Why? Why?
We need your help to run. If we don't, we won't even make it to the Grey Gate. And you know that the cult is gonna. You know that the people that you're against and the leadership are gonna destroy a lot. The tree, it'll collapse the entire cosmic stack. You don't have to go back. I'm not here to send you back. You just have to be prepared to run. The Prophet's already shielding you from him.
She knows that I let you get away. I don't. She
wouldn't drop the... She wouldn't. Are you still connected to the Ascendant power?
Can see he hangs his head. I used this. And he pulls out like a strange golden coin of some sort. I didn't teleport here.
What's that?
You need to go. I need to go. We all need to go.
If we go, we won't make it to the Grey Gate. And you know that. We have to have a plan.
There is no plan, Neza.
What is that coin?
It allows me to travel. When I flip it.
I know that we need to run.
Don't think you know. I'm here too long. He's gonna find me. He's already here.
Brilliant. He told us. And I know that whatever happened could not have been good. I don't know what did happen between you. But just need your help to hold him for moments until we can go to the Grey Gate and stop everything else that the higher-ups are going to be doing.
Nathan,
to save the entire
I don't have
existence.
my powers. I can't hold him. He's gonna... Please kill me. I can't go back. Please.
If we do that, will he resurrect you?
I don't know. Please, I can't go back. I know I've made mistakes. I know we don't see eye to eye. I would never let this happen to you.
I'm not trying to have it happen to you either. You don't have your powers, but... Can I use Wizard Spellbook to mimic a power?
Can certainly try.
I don't have your powers. I could try to give you mine I just need a moment to prepare something. I'm not gonna let him get to you. And I promise once I leave, I'm not gonna summon him here. Just give me 1 second to talk to Vicha and Boudica.
Okay.
Okay. I'll be right back. Please don't leave. Not that you could. If you wanted to, I warded this place very well. But please don't try. I'll be right back, I promise.
He'll give a nod.
These will exit the pocket dimension. I have a plan, because here's the problem. Brilliant doesn't have any of his powers right now. The cult cut him off after he let us go. That means if the banker goes in, we won't even have time to run. So I'm gonna set up a teleportation circle that will go off for all of us in about 3 minutes' time. I'll then go back in. Well, maybe 2 minutes will be enough. I'll then go back in and bestow my own powers to Brilliant. Come back out and call the banker. That'll give...
how do you know he's telling the truth?
He is. That'll give us time to run. Is everyone okay with that plan?
Yes.
Alright, I need to borrow this. And she'll grab the teleportation papers from Vicha and start setting up a circle to go off in 2 minutes' time to take us to the Grey Gate.
Okay.
Everyone, including Randall.
Make a mental check and a physical check then.
Ooh, a physical check might not be so good. Can I enlist Boudica's help with that?
Boudica doesn't have the arcane knowledge needed to make these precise marks in the circle. That's the thing.
That's fair. Well, the mental is going to be 7,
Okay.
and I'll actually use 2 hero points on that. Okay, that's 8 successes. The teleportation. And then the physical is... double check. I'll use my last hero point on that.
Take another reroll.
Thank you. Okay, max. 2
Right.
successes.
Can roll an additional d6.
Are we counting successes or just a d6?
Just successes.
Okay.
Roll again.
1. No successes.
Okay. Then as you begin to scribble and scrawl, it would take you probably a good 5 to 10 minutes as you make this circle to a point where you know the teleportation would work. And as you make the last glyph in the dirt and step back, it slightly begins to glow, Neza. It's on the clock.
Alright. We're on the clock. I'll be right back. And she'll hop into the pocket dimension. Still leaving the papers with...
As you see blood, gore, as what is left of Borellian Black still howls as the banker smiles and the white eyes look up at you, Neza.
It seems like you are even more cunning than I hoped. The promises, they were beautiful.
And they got him to stay, didn't it?
Yes. And you just hear the howling, Neza. Blood-curdling screams amongst viscera.
We'd like Celeste back, please.
You'd like Celeste back? Oh, you're so polite!
And you watch as the banker rips a hole in the pocket dimension and throws the meat, the screaming bone and cartilage and blood down to his home. He smiles.
I see you left a note. Perhaps you thought you could get away.
Oh, never. But mostly just to intrigue him, keep him here. After all, what he was seeking from us was an apology.
Maybe one day you'll become a better liar.
And you can see the banker begins to shift towards you.
Come now. Let's take you back. I have so many uses for you.
Wait, we still have business here. You said you like test subjects, right? That's why, that's what you said to us earlier. There's a cult right now that's threatening to destroy, everything. They have something that's gonna collapse the cosmic stack. And we need to be able to stop it. In fact, we're probably one of the few people ever that can. And so if we are allowed to go, if we're not allowed to go, I should say, then you won't have anything left. But if we're allowed to go, we can stop it, and you'll have your normal pick to choose from.
A hand wraps around the side of your face, Neza, cold as ice. Do you think I care?
No, but it's about ease, maybe?
Ease? Do you think anything is difficult? Oh, maybe the great banker begging. Isn't that what you said? You ignorant girl. And you feel the hand pass through your flesh. And he's not grabbing the side of your face anymore. He's grabbing your skull, Neza. Oh, I wonder what's rattling around in here. Look at you. Even gods wouldn't have the gall. But you. Look at you. Still begging. Still whining. Listen. And as you turn your head up, those of you outside would watch as Polydectes would begin to double over, as it looks like someone is beginning to do surgery on the forearm, making the incision, pulling back skin, moving tendons, bone. His screams reach a pitch and a level that you've never heard before. Vicha and Boudica, what are you two doing?
I'm gonna rush.
Patron powered, activating the teleportation circle early. How many seals would that be? 4 or less seals?
All of them.
Fuck it.
Okay. Then, in this moment, Vicha, what are the words that you say? What is your prayer to dark forces?
Please, take everything that's left of the seals. Just activate the teleportation circle early. Get us out and away from the banker.
And with this, Boudica, you watch as dark shadows begin to whip around, as Vich's sword begins to shake and break open, as you see darkness begin to spill out across the ground. In this moment, Neza, you see the banker all of a sudden cock his head up. Oh, so the Warrens wish to have their fun! And Neza, you feel yourself be drug forward as the rest of you watch as the Banker of Bones crawls out of the pocket dimension, and he sees the circle. As one by one, all of you start to disappear in motes of light. And the banker just gives this screech of not anger, but of delight. Yes! I will hunt you to the ends of the rings. I can't wait. And as you teleport Neza, he slips a piece of paper into your pocket, and you become but a mote of light. And it is here where we will end our session for today, as we will pick up next week with the season finale. And this is the note that he slipped to you, Nasa.
Success question mark? How do you guys feel that went?
Bad.
Okay.
It could have been worse.
It could have been a TPK.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It could have been.
It
Could
was.
have been.
If you hadn't done that, Caleb, it would have been.
Mm. Thank you for the session.
Thank you. I'm sorry
Thank
for
you.
disobeying you, Caleb.
Mm-hmm.
It won't happen again. It actually won't this time. It actually won't this time.
The
It
narrator
wouldn't
says it
actually
will
matter
happen
if
again.
there hadn't been, if Borellian hadn't been warned. Could we have gotten away?
Yeah.
Mm.
Well,
I
depending.
will never. Ever not listen to you again.
Okay, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
You know, Jamie, I could go for some DoorDash right now.
Fine. What do you want?
No, not actually.
What do you want?
It's
For real, I ate at work. But
You
thank
want
you.
another $5 for crime?
What do you mean another? I didn't keep it. I sent it back to you.
Yeah, you get $5 and I get $5.
I'm shaking my head at you, just to be clear. Alright, I do actually have to go, because I got to the house right before session, so I still have, like, chores and stuff to do. So good night, everyone.
good night.
Good night. I have to dip too because I have a huge paper due tomorrow. So,
Oh, good luck.
Good luck and good night, lawyer boy.
good night, gang.
Good-
And I'm so sorry, Borellian. I wish.